Good afternoon, folks. BT Vanguard here. It is July 23rd, 2020, pardon me, July 24th, 2026. And just following up with a continuation on considerations related to a particular affinity group. Again, these are LLCs or stock companies operating residential communities, and the four rather, I'm going to go through right now, and I'll reference a fifth, but I'll do a separate statutory post on it. But essentially, I'm going to be talking specifically about VTS Lind Mayflower Owner LLC, a foreign LLC operating illegally in this Commonwealth. Also, an MAA Properties operated out in the Short Pump area, out as far as Goochland County, but this operator operates many communities within the greater Richmond area and beyond. Also, Pad Split operated through Tice Legacy LLC, managing member Felicia Sanders, foreign national from Jakarta, Indonesia. And now we're talking about Thalheimer Cushman Wakefield operating the Berkshire at 300 West Franklin Street, also 311 Franklin Street, and also various other properties in the greater Richmond area and the Commonwealth of Virginia beyond. But in these matters, when law enforcement driven, criminal, organized, and monetized racketeering and trafficking enterprises are present and engaged, many of these small and large operators of various types are essentially aiding and abetting a tortious and injurious enterprise related to, again, this law enforcement driven trafficking and racketeering enterprise. We have detailed essentially the tactics of each, and pointed out common patterns and practices between them, specifically related to Thalheimer Cushman Wakefield abruptly stopping managing properties related specifically to an organized and gang stalking campaign, and campaign of reactive abuse organized out of Rick Edwards' Richmond Police Department. But these properties being so close in proximity, less than a half a block from the headquarters, we do find that it must be convenient for them. But the heinous attack on me at my home here at the Berkshire, at the Thalheimer Cushman Wakefield building on April 27th included drugging me, and it involved also a sexual assault while I was unconscious. This organized and sanctioned, I fully believe and assert here, by Rick Edwards, Colette McKetchin, Victoria Pearson, Gary Ellison, Tommy Lloyd, and many others. We have voluminously documented and reported and put statutory notices on this channel, and also various channels across platforms. But just wanted to point out this common practice now, essentially, where these operators, when they're caught engaged in these matters, and there's criminal matters that are the reporting of which is obstructed and obfuscated by law enforcement departments from here down to Virginia Beach and beyond, and gives these operators time to shift things around, stop managing it, put another company in. We're calling those tertiary LLCs involved in the obfuscation or obstructive efforts related to blatant criminality. And in these matters, these law enforcement driven racketeering and trafficking enterprises included certainly down in Virginia Beach and beyond, specifically related to Richmond officers, allegedly Gary Ellis and Tommy Lloyd, and Tommy Lloyd's son, Sean Lloyd, and also family member of Gary Ellis there, a dentist, Kevin Ellis. But in these matters, we have found a common practice for these bad operators. Corporate misconduct in these matters has crossed the line into gross malfeasance, and essentially this Thalheimer Cushman Wakefield in the current circumstance has essentially codified, essentially criminalizing my very existence in attempts to, after that heinous attack, to deprive me of any human right I have, and certainly any tenant right. But all these matters seem to be directed in that way, always with the law enforcement element. I'm a God-loving, law-abiding Virginia business owner, a proud citizen of this Commonwealth of Virginia, also a proud son and citizen of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. My business, BT Vanguard Services LLC, established in 2022, a proud Indigenous or Choctaw-owned Virginia business, solely focused here in the Commonwealth on regulatory nonfeasance and, again, the criminal, law enforcement-driven, organized and monetized racketeering and trafficking enterprise I have been subject to, as has my family and my business, and thousands of other Virginia citizens, given the protracted nature of matters I was subpoenaed to provide expert testimony on down in Virginia Beach. I gave of my expertise, my expert discernment, and well-meant feedback and findings, only to be met with gross reactive abuse, we believe rising to the level of capital crimes. But as these operators, essentially when corporate entities engaged in organized criminality, it's just business. And time is allotted, and ostensibly trustable and trusted public officials are giving them time to let pending for civil claims and statute of limitations for criminal claims to run out, and give folks time to sweep everything under the rug and leave you and I, Virginia citizens, essentially paying the cost. And in the case of VTS Land, a foreign LLC operating an illegal enterprise that not only included operating their business illegally, but also legal gambling, also money laundering through public accounts, and law enforcement driven by officers out of the Richmond Police Department under Rick Edwards, also under former General Counsel and Deputy Chief Victoria Pearson, were actively involved in the organized, monetized predation of young and underage females down there in Virginia Beach for the sole benefit of that foreign LLC, again operating illegally in our Commonwealth. But we just wanted to do a statutory post finding a commonality across all of these operators. But in the case of Pad Split and Tice Legacy LLC, Felicia Sanders operated a wholly illegal enterprise, essentially a boarding house not zoned properly, never obtained the proper permits or inspections to modify the building as she did, and was afforded, by virtue of the city apparatus here, a chance to completely clean up a crime scene where I was swarmed by the Richmond Police Department's 4th Precinct and folks out of Captain Lano's 4th Precinct, namely Lieutenant Marshall and his son Brandon Marshall, also Officers Lee and Scott and others. But through this, have found that there's a whole apparatus. After these capital crimes are committed, there's a whole team to sweep up everything, and that building was modified back to, I believe, something